How much are you willing to lose to save the world? Because in this universe, being a hero doesn't just cost your blood, it costs your soul. Consequence. That's the word of the day. We've seen what it costs Mark, Nolan, Allen, and the coalition. They're up against the greatest threat the universe has never known. A conquering race of Viltrumite, ready to burn everything to the ground. But it's not just the heroes. Raging Thor, the leader of the Viltrumite, is facing his own crossroads. How much is he willing to sacrifice to save the remnants of his people? Is he ready to lose everything just to survive? Guy, the finale of Invincible is a simple mind blowing. It shows us how both sides had to face the fallout of their choices, the good and evil. Clashing together, Mark finally made his move, and honestly, actually, I'm not even sure, if the outcome is good for everyone, I don't know, but it was a total power move. This season finale really dived into the aftermath of the Great Battle. The coalition was fighting for the very hope of humanity against the remaining Viltrumites. On the way back, Mark, he had this gut feeling they were already on Earth. He was having these intense panic attacks, hallucinating his family and the people he loved being slaughtered. A total global catastrophe playing on repeat in his mind. Nolan tried to calm him down, telling him, to keep it together until they reach Earth. But even after they arrive, Mark can't shake the fear of Thor. And he was right to be afraid, because one person put the entire coalition in checkmate. I was going to say, he did it without lifting a finger, but that's a lie, because he lifted a fist and he drove it straight through Nolan's chest. Thor almost killed Invincible without even breaking a sweat. It was terrifying. The way he showed handle Mark trauma is incredible. Every time he talked, to Cecil or his mom, you can see he's suffering. He's broken, and it's true Invincible fashion. It's bloody, it's raw, and it leaves you completely traumatized. Mark is at his limits. He finally goes to Cecil and says the three words he never thought he'd say: I need help. But one of the most shocking moments in the series was Eve's confession. It caught me completely off the guard. I noticed, she looked a bit different in her suit, maybe a little heavier, and honestly, though, wait, is she 5 or 6 months along? And then they drop the bomb. She tells Mark he had an abortion. As a viewer, I was just like, what the, is, what the, I did see not that coming. It was brilliant, but absolutely, soul crushing. It's just one more scar for Mark. And like I said before, the guy just takes hit after hit. And this was the straw that brought the chemist back. He wasn't there for her. He was gone for 10 months, and she had to make that incredible, painful decision all alone. Then we got the final confrontation. Thor versus Invincible, just when Mark is trying to clear his head and catch, his breath. His worst nightmare shows up in the flesh. And let me tell you, the proposal Thor brings will pull the entire universe in checkmate. Mark's suspicions were right all along. Thor saw the potential in the human DNA to repopulate his race. He tells Mark straight out, you are the proof. His plan to have the Viltrumite infiltrate Earth, not to destroy it immediately, but to seed, to seed the planet and proliferate. Mark had to take a decision. Does he fight the Viltrumite villain and risk total annihilation? Because let's be real, Mark is nowhere near strong enough yet. Because let's be real, Mark is nowhere near strong enough yet. We saw this in season 1 when he was hitting Nolan with everything he had, and Nolan didn't even flinch. And the same here is something like boom, 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 boom. And Thor is like, are you dumb? Because if you are, I'm gonna wipe out your planet. Brutal. The show was clear. Mark had to stand down. He couldn't do anything against him. So guys, I love having a new season of Invincible every year, and for me, it's a solid 10 out of 10. Sure, there was a few episodes in the middle that felt a bit meh, but once we hit, episode 6, and after that, man, the vibe just shifted. From episode 6 to 10, it was absolutely brutal. I think it's 7 after the hell episode. If I had to rate this specific finale, I give it a 10 out of 10 because 8 out of 10 because it felt like it was missing just one teeny thing a little bit, but it as a season closer, it did its job. What I love most Mark arc is the psychological toll everything took on him. Even if some episodes rank higher or lower on my personal scale, the overall experience is a masterpiece. And I know, the math doesn't quite a little bit with that, another with 8 point, 7, 8, 10, and you calculate that, maybe it's not a 10, but who cares? It's my perspective. And again, the overall experience is a 10 out of 10. After the hell episode, it's been non-stop Viltrumite roller coaster. Subscribe if you like this video and wait because we are gonna have a lot of content. More of Invincible, more of Daredevil Born Again, The Boys, and more, release in the Git world for review and analysis. I'm Wetex and see you in the next time. Come on, Todd, I'm gonna fight with you. See you.